All right, all right, all right. It is August 18th. We're here, as always, as we always are on every August 18th. We are here
Slaves to the traffic light.
How was your weekend, Brett?
It was quiet compared to yours, I believe.
Yeah, I raged against machines. I rised against machines. And my senses failed and we were used.
So you're gonna be like, now I feel used.
I don't know. I'm a fake.
Look at you now.
Oh, where to begin? Where to begin?
It's all that you've got. All right, I'm done now.
I think I have to start with Rise Against because
Please do.
I'm kind of fresh off it. It was last night in Asbury at the summer stage. And I just really, really love them so much. Like the whole band, their music, what they stand for, they're the best. They're one of those bands that I just love in and out. And I was watching them for, I don't even know how many times I've seen them at this point, but I try to see them every time I can. And I'm watching like Tim play, and he's got his red SG. And I was thinking when I bought my first guitar, I bought that guitar because it was the one he had. I mean, I bought an Epiphone because I'm not rich, but it was the same guitar more or less. I bought that because of him. And then when I learned bass, it was all Joe's bass lines. I went through all their songs. I got to interview their their guitar player once, Zach Blair. Like
That's
this
the bald
band,
one, right?
yeah, this band has just like been such a huge part of my life for so long, and it's a really wonderful thing when you can like have that with a band, because it's not every band that gives you those warm and fuzzies, but
It gives it their all.
they do. They do give it their all. They did play that last night. So I'll get into the show now that I've finished professing my love, but it's just, just had to get that out there. I really love them, and I appreciate that they always come through Jersey, play the summer stage most of the time. It's just
I think it's every summer they're here,
right? Yeah. And they played, you just mentioned Give It All. They did play Give It All. They did Hero of War is their acoustic song, which is a good song. For acoustics, I kind of wanted to hear a Forfeit off their new album. I thought would have been nice.
They went very light on the new album, it looks like. I was looking at the set list this morning.
Only played the numbers. I mean, Nowhere Generation.
Yep.
That was
they didn't play the numbers, right?
They didn't play the numbers. Nowhere Generation was the only song they played off the new album. And they didn't play any off the new EP, even though they build this as Nowhere Generation 2 tour. Which that was interesting. But after he played Hero of War, he's like, usually I don't do this, but no, sorry, canceled. He's like, when I play those, what was he saying? He was saying how, because we're an East Coast stop, we understand the heavy winters, and it makes us appreciate the summers we get. And he played Swing Life Away, but he was saying, he's like, I don't know that other parts of the country quite feel it like we do, because we really know how those winters can be and how much more you appreciate the summer.
Is that what the song's about, though?
I guess
I think that's a weird story.
That was his.
Well, I thought you were saying he played like Winter or something. Not Winter. What's that song I'm thinking of?
I don't know. Do they have a winter song?
I have to look it up now. I might just be mixing them up with AFI.
Love Like Winter. I think that's AFI.
There it is.
Yeah, it's AFI. Same year, sort of. that album and Appeal to Reason. But he said like it feels like one of the ultimate summer songs, and that's why.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, why was he tying that to winter?
Yeah, no. So we got to hear Swing Life Away, which was cool. They played Dancing for Rain, which was awesome because that's like a really old throwback. And it for a long time, it was like one of my go-to intros on guitar. So I've always been like partial to that song. And they kind of flubbed it a little bit. I think it felt like they were playing it at like a weird tempo, like they were playing it at the tempo of Re-Education Through Labor, because they kind of have a similar like drop into the chorus. I don't know. And I think
they played right before that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Zach was a little mixed up because he wasn't on good in the band, I think, when that song was written. So maybe he just wasn't as familiar with it. I'm pretty sure that was on Revolutions or The Unraveling, rather. I don't know. It's an old one, but it was still cool to hear it. And yeah, Rise Against, they did a lot of they weren't overtly political for what they usually do, but it was more of just like in these times, like, you might feel like lost or helpless in this political climate, blah, blah, blah. And like how like we should all stick together and
help is on the way.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he had one line, he's like, if you're part of a revolution and like the key parts are like racism and xenophobia and like all this other stuff, it's like you might be in the wrong revolution. So
yeah,
I mean, he's really not hiding his point there, but I still thought it was a nice little speech he gave, which you kind of expect from them because they're
usually gives one or two.
Yeah, they're that type of band. That's what they're about.
That's what we see them for.
Yeah, I appreciate that they have a message that they stick to, and it's not just we're gonna play the songs and leave. We're here to. They feel it feels like they care about people, and they jam too, which was cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, they had some like extended bridges, or just you'd think the song would end, and then they would just like rip on it for like another 30 seconds or so. So
But they did not drive you to Firenze.
No, it was far.
They didn't go that far into the jamming.
It was far from a Phish show. There were no Type 2 Rise Against jams. But yeah, they could have played for twice as long, and I would have been just fine. They're one of the few bands where I'm gonna know any song they can pull out for the most part. So it's always, those shows are always extra good. Like even A Day to Remember, like I don't know a lot of like the verses and like what he's screaming about. Like I still know the songs, but I don't know them inside and
what
out.
He's saying sometimes.
Yeah. And it helps with Rise Against, like I said earlier, like I basically learned how to play guitar and bass through their songs. So like you spend a lot of time with songs when you're trying to just learn how to play them. But yeah, it was a great time. Census Fail opened. They opened very promptly at 6. We were still on the line outside.
Was there no opener before them? It was just Census Fail used in Rise Against.
Yeah. So they opened with Rum for Drinking, Not Burning. They did.
That's a great opener.
They did Death by Water off the new album. They did Calling All Cars. They did Can't Be Saved. They did Buried Alive. They did Lady in the Blue Dress. And then they
How
did.
Did he sound?
That's
it.
Well, no. I think if you're not a fan of them and you don't know the songs, he probably sounded not great. But like, I don't know. Knowing the songs for like as long as we've been listening to them, I thought he sounded great. But
and his backing band was good.
Yeah, everyone was super into it. They did the last song was Bite to Break Skin. I think it was that one. And they did a little like medley in the middle where they played Down with the Sickness, Break Stuff, and Bulls on Parade.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. just to hear him bust out with that. I wish they played a little longer. It's a hometown show. Like it would have been cool.
Yeah, I was like looking at the set list this morning. That's why I was looking forward to talking to you about this because like I feel like they all had short sets, even like Rise Against. Like I feel like 15 songs is not. I don't know if I'm just like
Yeah,
again,
no,
Fish has ruined live bands for me, but I feel like 15 just not enough.
Yeah, it did feel short. It felt like A Day to Remember played longer than Rise Against did. If we had the set times laid out, I would bet it was longer. Um, yeah, and Census Fail, I was maybe like 8 songs. The used might have played 10. The used set felt pretty long, but they
They got
did
12 songs.
yeah,
That's too long for an opener.
they're really funny though. Bert, is it Bert McCracken? I think his
Yeah,
name is.
he has a
Yeah.
good stage presence.
Yeah, I think that dude lives his entire life as if he's on a Broadway play at all times because he like quoted Shakespeare at us for like a good like minute. And like he wanted the crowd to like start the circle pit while he was just reciting Shakespeare, which is ridiculous. And then
He did that at Warp Tour too, right? The final
yeah,
Warp Tour.
yeah, he was probably a little more theatric at the set we saw him at Warped, but it was still there. And he said he's like, when instead of cheering after a song, because you cheer for every band ever, he's like, I want you to just boo the shit out of us and give us the finger. So that's what we did after every song. And he's like, later in the night, Rise Against is gonna be out, and they're gonna be like, let's give it up for the used. And he's like, I want you all to just boo the shit out. So sure enough, they're on stage and Tim's doing his thing and give it up for Census Fail, hometown guys, blah, blah. He's like, this next band, we are on tour with a gang of misfit fucking lunatics. and and everyone just starts booing. And he's like, I didn't even say their name yet. He's like, Bert is such a crazy bastard that he just gets you guys up into this frenzy just because it's funny and he knows it's gonna piss me off.
So he's like a troll, pretty much.
Yeah, it was basically just to like troll Rise Against, more or less. But
That's great.
it worked out perfectly. I thought they were gonna bring him out the way he was like leading him in, but that did not happen. Yeah, great show. We got some pizza on the Asbury Boardwalk after. It's a good time.
Did it end promptly at like before 10 o'clock as they usually do?
Yeah, right around there. 10:30. I got a Rise Against hoodie. Not even a zipper, just a straight up hoodie.
Which is cool. So they had cool merch this year.
Yeah, I liked it. It's an investment. It's hard to buy a hoodie in August that you're not gonna be able to wear for like 4 or 5 months, but man, when it gets cold, I'm gonna wear the crap out of that one.
Is it the heart logo?
It says RA in big letters, and then in the R it has Rise, in the A it has Against, and then on the back it says Rise Against in white, and then it's mirrored in black, and it has like their logo in like 4 corners. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I would have got that too.
Yeah,
if I was you.
I wanted to get Census Fail merch, and they didn't have any. I don't know if it
didn't have any.
If it sold, because we did merch at the end of the show, so maybe like they ran out.
I mean,
I don't know.
Hopefully, or they packed it up. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was odd because I would have loved to get a Census Fail shirt, but whatever. I don't need more merch. I did get
some used poetry.
Yeah, I did get a koozie too. Koozies are my new thing at shows. $5, you get a koozie of the band. It's like the perfect little piece of merch to remember the show that doesn't take up really any space. It doesn't cost like $40 to $60 like a shirt or a hoodie. But yeah, when it's your favorite band of all time or top 3 easy, you'll buy a hoodie. Especially, you're gonna wear a hoodie so much. So like I was totally fine with that purchase. And then a few days before that, we saw Rage Against the Machine.
Did it live up to the hype?
Show of the year, barring Fish.
That's some high praise.
Yeah, it was unreal levels of energy. Like They absolutely killed it. Tom Morello is a goddamn wizard. I don't know how he does what he does, but it was so good.
with the
And every,
scratching.
dude, it was crazy. And every time he would solo, uh Zach would just be like, "Oh shit!" Like it seemed like he was genuinely like in awe every time Tom Morello solo. Because I have one video and he just goes, "Oh shit! Look at this! No one plays guitar like this!" Like, and he's just like raving as the solo goes. Like he might as well just be in the crowd. Like,
It's like
wow.
he forgot how good he is.
Yeah. And he
His
in
legs like messed
yeah,
up,
so
right?
in July, I think they were in Chicago, maybe. And during like the fourth song, he just like tweaked his leg somehow, went off stage, and he came back and he's like, "My leg is seriously fucked up, but I'll play the rest of the show from the floor if I have to. I'm not leaving." So he played the whole show sitting down or saying whatever. And
Then they canceled the Europe tour.
yeah, they canceled the Europe tour. And after the show, the whole band just like carried him off stage, which they also did for us. But dude, like when I first heard, like, because we were just talking to people around us, and the one guy's like, "Yeah, his legs messed up. He's gonna be sitting down the whole time." Like, part of me was like a little bummed because like you
It's like
want to
when we saw
see
Foo
him.
Fighters.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not getting quite the full experience. But it wasn't even noticeable. Like he was rocking so hard that you wouldn't even really have noticed he wasn't bouncing around the stage. And they had a huge screen behind them that was filming them as they played. And the way they cropped him, you only saw from like the chest up. So it kind of looked like he was standing like from that perspective, which I thought was pretty cool and
That's
probably deliberate.
good producing right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're super political to
Oh
no
yeah,
to no one's surprise, or you
a
would
lot of
think.
messages on the
Yeah,
background, right? Yeah.
yeah. I forget what they came out and it just said like fear is your only god or something like that, which is just pretty nutty. And then they opened with I'm sure you know better than I do, but
I'm gonna look right
um
now.
they came in hot. Um
What
yeah,
date
fear
was
is your
your
only
your
god.
show? The
Thursday, so that was
at the 11th.
yeah, the 11th.
Bomb track. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. They didn't play Down Rodeo, which I was very bummed about. I thought that would be in there, but it's
Got Ghost
okay.
of Tom Joad though.
Yeah, that
Good
was cool.
Springsteen cover.
Yeah. Which Rise Against also covers. That was
That's right.
interesting. Yeah. Um yeah, they really brought it. And then like, you know, showing like messages of unjust like police killings and stuff and like things like that. Um
Like Roe vs. Wade stuff.
yeah, he changed up some lyrics and killing of the name. He'd occasionally say some of those who hold office are the same that burn crosses. He'd mix that in.
They closed with that, right?
Yeah, yeah, and like the whole crowd was going nuts, like singing and just it was the energy level was just out of control. I was dancing my ass off, like full full body dancing, like my like not just head bobbing, but my waist was involved. We were really just rocking out in the stands. It was so good.
I really hope they stay together now so I could see them in person. Hopefully.
Yeah, that was
They've been
a
on my list for a while.
huge bucket list check for me. Didn't think I'd really ever see them, so that was super cool. And they lived up to the hype, so that's always great because sometimes you build these bands up that you don't think you're going to see, and then they have a high bar to catch up to, but they brought it. Just like same deal with the first time I saw Tool. It was like these guys going to be as good as I expect them to be, and yeah, they're better.
They're
There's a
better than
reason.
Tool.
There's a reason these bands are as successful and popular as they are.
Did you say they were better than Tool Live, or it's hard to
No,
compare the two?
like they're better
Oh,
than
okay.
like your expectations.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
It's always great when that works out that way, because
yeah,
sometimes we like set our hopes really high and then like they might be let down a little bit. But
yeah. It's a dangerous game.
yeah,
Um, I texted you the other night because this happened at Rise Against. They played like maybe like 8 songs, and then they left the stage to get their
well, this
acoustic
drives me crazy.
guitars. And people are like, "One more song." Well, I'm like, they're not even.
What do you think they're gonna do?
I don't. They're not even halfway done. I don't. I don't understand the one more song chant because it's like play more than one more song because you
Yeah.
haven't. I don't
And if
know.
all the lights go on, they're done playing songs. If they dim the lights, they're clearly coming back out. It's very clear. There's
I
never
know.
a need for the chant ever,
I know.
unless it's like a band's final show, like maybe Amberlin before they came back.
Yeah,
Maybe then at that show you could chant, but like it makes no sense to do it
we got
at every single show.
Tom DeLonge to come out at the Angels and Airwaves show when they were done. The crowd just kept chanting, and he came out. He's like, I don't know where my band went because we're supposed to be done, but I'm just gonna keep playing. And that's when he did his like medley of like There Is and I Miss You and a bunch of Blink songs. So sometimes it works, but like I feel like you have to like read the room a little bit. And also, if you know a band's gonna encore and you know it's gonna be a few songs, like is one more song just like now the accepted like come back out and play more? It's not to be taken so literal because I still kind of take it literal, and that's why I roll my eyes at it.
Yeah, I think it's code for come back out, but you're right.
Yeah,
Literally, it makes no sense anymore because
yeah,
you rarely do you get a one song encore. I feel like now.
yeah. At least save it for when you know they're gonna come out and do an encore. Don't chant it in the middle when they like leave to get like a water for a second.
Yeah, and don't do it to pub because they don't believe in encores.
Yes, correct. We've seen Blink do that too. Like, this is the part where we're gonna pretend to. Oh no, they actually do it
They
though.
announce
But
it.
they,
Yeah.
yeah, idiots. uh, yeah, it was cool. We had seats at the Garden, and we were, GA at the Stone Pony. We got nice and close, but we weren't in pit territory, so that was cool. Yeah,
At
we
the
had
at
a
the
good
garden, you
time.
mean, or
The Garden, we were in seats, and then the
yeah,
Pony, we were very close, but
but not in the pit. Okay, that's
not
what you mean.
not in the
Okay,
pit. Yeah, everyone around us was super cool, and like it felt safe, which is always nice.
was that crowd just as big as Day to Remember, or a little smaller?
Uh, just just as big. They were both sold out
Okay,
shows, so it was both pretty packed. I felt like A Day to Remember was more crowded earlier, but that could just be me. I don't know. At A Day to Remember, after the opener, I tried to get a beer and it took 20 minutes. And after Census Fail, I got a beer and it took 10 minutes on the same line, 1 week apart. So that's how I'm judging these things. The
on the
the
beer
beer
line.
clock. Yeah. But yeah, it's been good. You've been listening to stuff this week other than Fish?
Mostly Fish again, but
My man.
I did listen to the Stick to Your Guns on your recommendation.
What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. I feel like it's like a more heavier and political Day to Remember,
Yeah.
I want to say. Although I took that note down, then like of course they end with like an acoustic track out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I was
that
like, oh,
was
so I guess
cool.
they are a little more like a Day to Remember than I thought when I was originally going through this. But
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. Like the songs are, for the most part, the album's like 85% heavy. They don't really have like the slower parts like A Day to Remember does, but there were glimpses of it where I was like, I think if this band keeps going in this direction, like they could do some cool stuff. Um, I enjoyed this album a whole lot though.
it was kind of like I got like Pantera and like Hatebreed and Parkway Drive vibes from it.
I could see
Like with
that.
how heavy it was at times. Like Instruments of the End, I thought. It's like
Yeah,
really heavy. The Shine was like a Parkway Drive song. Hush was like where I got that Hatebreed Pantera
yeah.
hints.
I got some. Did you feel any Thrice vibes from this?
A little bit, yeah, like old
Yeah,
school thrice.
yeah. I'm not sure if it's just his voice or what, but there was one song, More of Us Than Them, and it had that like really like bass driven verse, and that kind of just made me think of Thrice because they would do that a lot.
That's my favorite breakdown on the album. Was More of Us Than Them.
Yeah, that's the most played song, it looks like, by a whole lot. Wow. Wonder if that's on like a soundtrack or something, because it is a, mi-
Significantly more.
a million plus, and then Weapon is 800K, and then the rest are like,
That is a lot.
yeah. Yeah, I saw these guys like kind of on accident at Rockville, just like I was checking out random bands beforehand. Like, these guys are heavy. This should be a good show on a side stage. And they really brought some energy and they were good. So try to keep up with them a little. And I was pleasantly surprised with this album. The song Liberate gave me Breaking Benjamin vibes of, I think, uh
But they're
Believe.
heavier stuff, right?
Yeah, they have one song on We Are Not Alone. Now I can't think of how it goes off the top of my head now. But it had that same like drowned out vocals that it did. Um let's see real quick. Oh yeah. I don't care what you want, I just want mine. That Break Benjamin song. I don't know if you know it, but it's the same like
I'm a little
little
rusty
like,
on my Breaking Benjamin.
yeah. I used to like live on that album back in the day. But yeah,
Is
it's
that the blue
that's
one?
yeah, with So Cold and
Okay,
Sooner or
yeah.
Later, and yeah. Um yeah, that same like drowned out kind of vocal thing going on, which was cool. But yeah, nice heavy album. I told you I wanted to get back to working out, so this was a nice one for that.
Perfect. It's like 35 minutes too. So if you need to spin it back, you can, which is always good.
Yeah. It got me thinking actually about, because you mentioned it was a little political. It sounded like he had some ideas that he was very set on, um, which I generally agreed with. So I was thinking like, did I just not like Shinedown because I just didn't really agree with what he was saying? Like,
It could be
was it
it,
so
right?
much that it was a political album, or was it that it wasn't the right politics?
That could be it because I'm pretty sure they kind of what am I looking to say here?
Yeah,
I know they were very like anti, was it mask or vaccine? One of
yeah,
those two.
couple of those things. They just
Both maybe.
because I remember when we talked about it, our biggest gripe was maybe not so much the politics, but that they didn't really feel like they committed to, they kept it very vague, but not like cleverly vague. But
Like
I
try to
don't
walk
know.
a fine line.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking, like, was I hard on Shinedown just because maybe I didn't like what they were saying? In which case, like, that's might not be fair. It doesn't mean I have to like it, but I don't know.
It's
Just
a
had me
thought though.
just had me thinking these things. Especially it was a very, political weekend for me. So
Oh yeah, especially with Rise Against.
yeah. Between Rise Against and Rage Against the Machine, I've been like radicalized to the left in the past 5 days.
Imagine if they brought Bad Religion with them, Rise Against, like they've done in the past.
Are they? I know a lot of these punk bands are the older punk bands are very MAGA these days.
Bad
Not
Religion
to-
is not. I can tell you
they're
that
not
much.
okay,
No,
yeah, because I
they're like inspired Rise Against, so like
okay,
they walk hand in hand together.
yeah, I had to unsubscribe from the punk rock subreddit because I mean punk rock is kind of inherently political, I guess, but it was just too much of what bands believe what and who's horrible now and who's good. I'm like, if I'm a fan of a band, I want to dig into their politics, fine. But like, I don't want to just hear about every single band ever that has a thought one way or the
Yeah,
other.
that's surprising though, because I thought it was mostly like the hard rock bands that kind of went that way. Like I know Stained is all
Yeah,
in
isn't
that
Trapped like
crowd.
a bunch of like crazy
Trapped is in
people?
there. Yeah, I think Three Doors
Yeah,
Down is too.
yeah, yeah. It's It's interesting. These are crazy times politically. So unless it's like really blatant, I try not to let me ruin how I feel about a band. But it depends. It's all gray areas.
Yeah.
But yeah. Um you've been listening. I know we talked about Unwritten Law last week, but I just want to talk about it a little again because that album is so
Because of how
good.
good it is.
It's so good. I can't get enough of it. It's been on repeat. And then I put on one of their other albums, Elva.
Elva's a great one.
Because I'm like, I don't know how I like miss this band. I mean, I know Seeing Red, and I'm wondering if it was on like a soundtrack for like a video game or something.
And you have to know like Save Me too, right? Save Me and the other one they redid.
I don't know. Celebration Song, I think was the other one.
Celebration Song, yeah. Because they're on the album after Elva.
Oh yeah. So I guess it's just a band that I just never knew the name of. So strange. Yeah, because they definitely have like songs that like we grew up with.
Like they were in like video games or at least on rock radio.
Yeah, I feel like there was probably like an MLB video game that had them on there.
That sounds about right.
With like um oh, Approach the Bench. Do you know who I'm talking about? That was the song name. Oh man, it's gonna bug me. It was just like some one-off band, but they had this. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna look it up. The Audition, they were called. I heard them on one of those MLB games. Just had like one 2005 album that was good.
There were some great soundtracks on like MVP baseball
Yeah,
and those games.
yeah. Thank God for video game soundtracks. They really helped us out. We were talking about it for Rage Against the Machine. I think Bulls on Parade was probably the first song I heard by them from Tony Hawk. And then
That
Killing in
song
the
is
Name
so good.
from just like locker rooms. Yeah,
And Freedom.
yeah. That was a great show. It was a great show. We got a few more and then it's time
2
to
weeks
take a
till
break.
some 41.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Unless like my buddy, our friend Greg was like watch like a hurricane blow through that week and like it gets delayed again.
Man, I gotta reach out to that publicist and see if I still have a ticket. Because I never got a ticket for that. I was just supposed to like do a write-up about Simple Plan. As I like trash them
Hopefully they
on
don't
our...
listen to the podcast.
I know, seriously. I mean, I know their songs. I just never cared much for their music. They didn't have enough bite.
They're too simple.
Yeah, they're just kids. So we were gonna do a Chili Peppers draft this episode.
Before we do though,
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on our breaking news that friend of the pod Parco texted us with Weezer canceling their Broadway stint.
Oh yeah. Man.
Do you think it was really because of low ticket sales?
That's what the headline said. Are you telling me a headline on the internet would just lie?
I mean,
I mean, they even had a quote from is it Brian Bell?
yeah, the bass player.
Yeah.
No, the guitarist.
Yeah. But it was just along the lines of like, yeah, would have been a lot of fun. We're sad they've canceled it, but it just wasn't in the cards, I guess.
And they had like this really cool whiteboard of all the songs they were planning on playing.
Yeah, and they went well beyond the seasonal EPs, which maybe if they made that more known, they would have had better ticket
Yeah.
sales.
People are like, we don't want to go and just listen to like these EPs played every night.
I want to watch like Angels in Hell with Rivers wearing elf ears. Yeah, I still think they should just do it and just put it on their website for like $10 or something.
Yeah, like what Fish does with their live shows.
Yeah, I rented a live show the other night. We were staying in, and I was having some beers. I was feeling good, but it was only 7:00. They didn't come on till 8. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna rent the show tonight. So I rent it, set up my laptop, And then by the time 8 o'clock rolls around, I was in less of like a party fun mode. We're like, oh, we should just watch a movie tonight. So we did that, but I had already bought the show. So Sunday morning, I just woke up, I put on the show and like had my coffee, just watched
Oh, there you
Fish for
go.
like 3 hours.
Can you download the MP3 too? Or you have to pay extra for that?
You have to pay extra for that unless you're at the show. Then you could use your ticket barcode. You enter that into their website and you get an MP3 of the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. 'Cause then you could go back and listen to like your shows, which is fun.
I'm definitely gonna do that for the whatever one we go to in December, as long as
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah. I can't wait. I hope they announce it soon. Billy Joel just announced his December shows, so hopefully that means Fish is around the corner. I
When do they
was
usually announce it? Like September?
yeah, yeah, around there. When I was at the Garden, I was looking up because they have all the Rangers banners. Then there's the Billy Joel
There's a
banner, and
fish
then there's the
banner.
Fish banner. Love it. Represent.
Was it 13 sold out shows? Is that what it said?
Yeah, in a row. No repeats. They and then like in the hallways where they have like all athletes and everything, we were walking and Mike D, who I was with, is like, there's your boy. And it's just a picture of Trey, just like shredded. Yeah, Big Red. Big Red's up there right between like Wayne
Like the Stanley
Gretzky and
Cup.
like oh, I love it. I love it too. Some of my friends are like diehard Rangers fans who are spend multiple nights a week at the Garden during the season. And then I just go there for like these crazy
For
like
fish.
fish shows where it just gets turned on its head. But I love the idea of them at like a Rangers game and the fish banners just like hanging up
Just
there
floating
too.
up there.
They're my team. I tell you, man. They're just like a sports team. I love it. They're a musical sports team.
Only
Who
all they do is win, which is
yes.
nice.
Yeah, so hopefully those get announced soon and we can do a mad dash to the lotto, see what we get. Yeah, so Chili Peppers Wednesday, which is 2 days from now when we're recording. We're in a box. My friend's uncle, like, I don't know if he works for like a bank or what, but this company has a box at MetLife. So expectations are pretty high for the box. Chili Peppers, I think, won't disappoint either. They're the
No, that should be an
frickin'
awesome show.
Red Hot Chili Peppers with John Frusciante. So like, it's gonna be great. I was peeking at the set list a little because I was going through songs since we're gonna do this draft.
Good news with them though is they've been mixing it up every night. I was taking a peek too.
Yeah, it seemed that way. I think,
And they completely ignore like 2 albums that came out within like the last 10
yeah,
years.
the ones that John's not on.
Yep.
Which I
He was
thought
probably straight up like,
interesting.
I'm not playing any of those songs. And they're like, okay.
I remember that song, like, was it something like Umbrella or Rain or something? It was
Oh, what was
kind
that
of
song called?
decent. Had a
The
good
Adventures of
flea
Rain
bass
Dance
line.
Mary.
Yeah, yeah.
Maggie. Rain Dance
Yeah.
Maggie. There it is.
Yeah, that one was cool. I don't know if it's on my top 10, but
But yeah, I know nothing other than like that one off like I'm With You and The Getaway. I just
yeah,
pretend like the ones without Frusciante didn't happen,
yeah.
hinting at my playlist.
Yeah, let's do it. So we'll do a draft. We'll go we'll go 10 for 10. And once a song is picked, it's picked. So no playlist wars rules. So I'm gonna get our names written down so I can keep track of our picks. Make
Do
sure
the
I
same
don't
on
take
my end.
anything you're doing. And
I hope I have enough. I picked 20, so I'm hoping that's like
yeah, I
will
got
get
like
me through.
25 here. We should be fine. All right, so we don't have to decide about a snake draft because there's only 2 of us. Although that would mean we each get 2 picks. We're not going to do that.
You just keep going 1 1 1
yeah.
1 1 1
1-1.
1-1.
Thrones podcast now.
1 1.
Who's gonna go first? I'm thinking of a number. between
I was gonna
one.
say I'll let you go first because you're going to the concert.
Okay, I was gonna say a
Keep it
number
easy.
between 1 and 2. That wouldn't really have got us very far. All right. So first pick, Chili Peppers draft. I'm going Soul to Squeeze. I love that
Interesting first
song.
choice.
I just want to make sure I get it because I really like that song. I love that bass line. Boom, boom, ba-do-do-do-do-do. I'm going to be doing a lot of bass lines on this draft. Just
We have to. It's Chili
forewarning.
Peppers.
Yeah. Another, speaking of learning bass, it was like Rise Against and Chili Peppers were huge in learning that instrument. And Soul to Squeeze was one of those songs. I took a 1 credit bass class at Monmouth. It was just like a one-on-one lesson once a week. But the kicker was I had to perform in front of like the music department, which I didn't know when I signed up. I probably wouldn't have done it. And I did that
That's like
song.
a catch they sneak in there.
Yeah. I did that song and it has that cool little slap part. Boom, 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 boo doo 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 doo. And I nailed it. And people, I remember this one kid's like, dude, you should like play in like our jazz band. I'm like, I don't actually like know how to play. Like I just like learn songs. I cannot play in a jazz band, but I'm glad you thought I did a good job. So yeah, that's why I picked Soul Squeeze. It's a very special song to me. Shout
Did
out
the
Flay.
solo like play over the? Like, did you have a track for the guitar solo when you played?
Yeah, I kind of just played the song like quietly and then played along to it. And then at the end he does all these runs, boo doo 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 doo, and it's just like he's so good at mixing it up and like throwing little flares in. He's the man. He's the man. All
Good
right.
pick. And I didn't realize that one was never on an album.
Right. Because I was adding songs album by album and I realized that wasn't on it, but it's just on their greatest hits. So I don't really know the story behind that, but it's just such a great hit that it can only be on the greatest hits.
You can't have a greatest hits without that song. That's for
Yeah.
sure. All right.
120
So
mil. What do you got? What do you got?
go with my number one. So keeping in mind the that's a playlist. I feel like you have to start it off right with something that gets you going immediately. So I'm going with Give It Away.
Nice.
Nice little drums. And then
Yeah.
get it, put it in you. Another great bass song, of course, because it's
yeah, that's a good one.
it's so good.
You get Ketis being Ketis.
And you like I still feel like I don't know what he says on the song like all these years later.
I don't think anyone
I just
really.
know I think it's one big innuendo, I'm pretty sure, but
Yeah. I'm
almost positive.
you can even call it an innuendo. I don't know if it's subtle enough.
It's just vague. It's just very clear.
It's just he wants to bang.
That's it. He's down.
All right, so you're going to playlist through. I'm just picking my top songs. Just so everyone knows where we're at here.
I might have been listening to Playlist Wars too much, and that's where I got that from. Shout out our friends.
So for my second pick, I'm gonna take Scar Tissue. All the S songs.
Okay.
Yeah. Great guitar song. Pretty good lyrics for Chili Peppers.
I have a point I want to make on this one, so I feel like I have to move up one of my songs from number 2, so we can talk about it alongside this one.
It's got a really good, pretty solo.
It's a really pretty song.
Yeah.
The guitar playing is just you just get lost in that.
Yeah.
It kind of mellows you out too.
Yeah. Yeah, so much emotion comes through it. It's nice. All right, so you're adjusting your list now?
Adjusting because I wanted to talk about this song because I originally didn't have Scar Tissue in my 10, and I justified it by saying I have Under the Bridge on my playlist, but I feel like those two songs are like siblings.
Yes.
And I feel like they're both like very low key with the vibes. So I figured I couldn't throw them both in the 10. So I went with Under the Bridge because that was like one of the first songs I heard by them. They really got me into them too. But it's a very similar like calm-ish song.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's
like,
got that great finger picking intro.
and then just builds throughout the whole song. And again,
Yeah.
a lot of like didn't I think it was like written about someone that like a friend that passed away, maybe. I could be making that
Uh,
up.
I thought it was just about himself. I don't know if he actually lived under a bridge. I read his book, but it was a long time ago.
I've always wanted to read that book.
Oh, it's real
Just
good. I'll loan it to you if I didn't
oh,
loan
you
it
have
out
it?
already and lose it. I had it at some point. I got that book for Christmas and I think I read half of it just on Christmas Day, like in the car going between houses. I could not put it down.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah, it's just yeah, it just flows really well and like the story's so interesting you never want to stop. It's not super long. Like you could do it in like a week probably.
And even though it came out like years ago, it's still like pretty good. Even though like we lose like the last like 15
Yeah,
years of Chili
it ends
Peppers.
with him getting some sort of like special like I don't know if it was cancer treatment or what, but like something in Australia where like he was getting like some sort of experimental thing. I don't know. It ended with him in a
Involving
good place.
mushrooms.
It
I got
no,
that from Part
but
of My Take.
probably it wouldn't surprise me.
The Jake Plummer Part of My Take.
Uh, I haven't been up on PMT, but once football comes back,
Oh, there you go.
yeah. All right. So for my next pick, let's see what we got here. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go Can't Stop. A classic Chili Pepper song. Another great flea line. You got some slapping. You got some goofy vocals where I probably don't know what he's saying. He's addicted
That
to
riff is phenomenal.
is it the shindig? He's addicted to the shindig.
That's what I've always interpreted as.
Just can't get enough of those shindigs. Yeah, great. That's like a classic Chili Pepper song.
Oh, my favorite line in that song is was it? It's like music the great something, but he's like used two sticks to make it in the nature.
Uh Here. Yeah. Music, the great communicator, use two sticks to
There
make
it
it
is.
in the
Yeah.
nature. I'll get you into penetration. The gender of a generation. Oh man, you have me reading Chili Peppers lyrics right now. That's a dangerous road to go down.
I feel like they're all just sex.
Yeah, he's addicted to the shindig. Chop top. He says, I'm gonna win big.
Shock top?
Chop top. Is that
Shock
like a
top?
chef?
Like the beer?
Yeah, the little orange on the beer. He was telling him that he's gonna win big. So that's why he chose not a life of limitation. Imitation. Damn it.
It's what happens with Chili Peppers lyrics.
Yeah. All right. What do you, was that on your list?
I did. I had to cross it off,
Nice.
but that wasn't my number three. So my number three was By the Way. So we kind of bring the vibe down a little with Under the Bridge, but
Yeah.
then bring it right back up with By the Way.
We're
Self-titled track off what
Yeah.
I think is my favorite album of theirs. I keep going back and forth between this and Californication, though, and I can never make up my mind which one I like better.
It's tough. They were always a hits band for me. So I always just
They
had
are a
my
hits
favorites.
band.
I always had my favorite songs. I think they have a greatest hits. Yeah, we were just talking about it. So used to put that on. But looking at all the songs I picked, I think Stadium Arcadium would have the most that I like.
That one was like prime high school album for me
Yeah.
when that came out, which I'm sure we'll talk about soon because I have a couple.
Yeah.
of
But yeah,
those
By the
tracks
Way
too.
is just that's like one of his like better singing songs too, I feel like.
Oh, it definitely is.
It's just got such a nice melody to it. And then it gets really weird, which I actually kind of like because it's such like a big contrast from like the first half of the song. Boom, 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 Shock Top. He sings about Shock Top a lot, huh?
Wait, did he say it again?
No, he says hard top.
He's like race car.
Snack bar. Pop Tart.
Make our own Chili Peppers lyrics.
Yeah. Adding that to you. All right, my fourth. So squeeze, scar tissue, can't stop. And I'm thinking Slow Cheetah. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to take, but I'll stick with it since I said it.
Sure, I know that one, or I don't remember it at least.
Slow Cheetah coming for my
Oh, is that Stadium
forest.
Arcadium?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember now.
It's just, and then like Flea does these great runs in it. It's just it's another good bass song, which they're all good bass songs, but some like I just used to enjoy playing a lot. That was definitely one of them. And it's just like a chiller song for them.
I think
Yeah, and it's
that's like
got
one of the rare like double albums too that like I remember most of the songs. It's just that one was once you sang it, it came back though.
yeah, it's like it's got a great like solo over him singing, which is always cool. Yeah. I hope you don't pick the other one I was thinking. I feel like you're going to.
I might. So my number 4 is Californication.
Oh,
I had the self-titled track off, by the way, so it only is fitting that I also take the self-titled track off Californication.
that's a great value pick
So
this far into the draft.
I've always loved that like guitar riff too. It's just I remember like people would have it as like their AOL sign-ons like back in the day.
Oh,
And
that's
like
awesome.
one of my best friends had it, so like I knew he'd come online because like that song would all of a sudden blow out of my speakers.
Just be like bo do 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 do.
And I also this track made me helped me learn what fornication means.
Oh, nice.
My mom wasn't too happy about the lyrics.
Did you ask?
No, I'm like, what? I'm like, what? It's like the state, Californication. She's like, do you not know what fornication means?
I definitely never
It's
put
like,
that
no,
together.
I'm 12.
I never put that together until you just said it right now. I just thought it was like you Californicate, you become never. Wow. That's like a take off your pants and jacket moment right here.
It is.
I just never made that
I learned that
connection.
one early.
It's right there in plain English. Wow. But yeah, that's one of my favorite solos. It's such a good guitar solo. And it's uh uh yeah, and it's just hard enough to play, but not so hard that you can't like learn it. And it's just because it's kind of played slowly. Some of the bends are a little annoying, but you could fake it. But yeah, great pick. I'm jealous. So I'm gonna stick with good guitar songs now since we were just talking guitar. And I'm gonna take Snow.
Also a
Parentheses.
good one.
Hey, oh.
So that one didn't make my list because I feel like the radio ruined that one for me.
I mean, I
It
feel
was
like the radio ruined
always on.
I feel like the radio ruined every single song we've listed so far. The radio ruined the Chili Peppers,
It kind of
if
did.
you ask me. Like, yeah.
But I feel like Snow's the most played of all of them, at least in
Ooh.
my mind.
Oh, that's a good question.
Maybe Under the Bridge is closer.
Yeah.
Like Snow is if you put on like 92.3, like there's a good chance Snow will be played within the hour.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's definitely that Danny California, Can't Stop. They have it's pretty impressive that they've had so many songs overplayed on the radio.
They just have a ton of hits. Like they are definitely a hits band because like their albums are mostly too long, I'd say. I'm sure Chili Pepper fans get mad at me for saying that, but
I don't think
their hits are so much bigger than their B-sides.
Yeah. I don't think that's too hot a take. They have long ass albums.
Like I was gonna try to dive into each one a little bit today, and it was like each one's like an hour and a half. And it's like I don't know, I can't do all this today, so I'm just gonna put on the greatest hits and try to remember the B sides I like.
Yeah, I got a couple B sides I want to work in here, but we'll get there. We're what? But just about halfway. Yeah,
just about.
What's your fifth?
Like fifth, Suck My Kiss. Another
Guitar Hero.
Another sex reference song.
Yeah, you think?
Right. But this one, I feel like this was one I didn't really know until I got the Greatest Hits album, because I think like this one probably didn't get You do hear it on the radio, but I feel like not a lot.
Yeah.
There's like more like I love the way like he just like sings it, like the way he plays
Yeah.
with words on the song.
It's so punchy.
It's very punchy.
This was a Guitar Hero song. I don't know if you had
It
the Guitar
was,
Hero with
yep.
this
I was
on
gonna
it,
bring
but
that up
yeah.
too.
It's such a strange one too to like make it to Guitar Hero.
Of all the songs they chose
Yeah,
this
we just
one.
talked about all their hits, and this is, I mean, it's a hit, but I wouldn't say it's one of their top hits.
No,
Yeah,
it's a fun song. I've always enjoyed it, so I feel like I had to make my top 10.
yeah, nice, good pick. Oh man, now we're getting to the point where I'm gonna have to make decisions because there's a few I want. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna take. I'm between two. I'm between two. I'm gonna take Other Side. Standing outside to see the show tonight. There's a light on.
I had that one too in my
Yeah.
top 10.
It's just that's a classic. It's not too much to say about it. It's just a nice, easy song, and then it has a great solo at the end.
again.
Yeah, I love.
There's a pattern building here.
Yeah, because they do like we just talked about "Suck My Kiss" and like "Give It Away." Like those are like harder songs, but there's something about like the slower, like melodic side of Chili Peppers that I always just really liked.
I like when they're
Other
like
Side,
it's like
yeah.
kind of like the right mix. I feel like sometimes they're like too mellow,
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like, I feel like there were tracks on this new album like obviously it didn't really stick around too much for us when we first listened to it, but
yeah, I don't really remember.
yeah, see.
All right, halfway. We're up to your sixth.
So I'm finally gonna kind of bring out. I think this was maybe a hit. It was definitely a single, but I don't think it was a hit. Like I count this as a B-side pick. But
Okay.
this is one of my favorite Chili Pepper songs. I'm going with the Zephyr song.
Ah, good one.
Speaking of great mellow Chili Peppers,
yeah,
like it's just a nice song. Like I feel like it's a good summer song. It's a good fall song. It's a good song for all seasons.
yeah,
Shout out Weezer. It's just I just love the like the gentleness of it in a way. It's like a good gentle rock song that's not like too
yeah,
gentle, if that makes
yeah.
sense.
No, it picks up nicely. It's got like a nice, like twangy solo.
That's what I like
Like
about it. Yeah.
halfway. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
number 6, the Zephyr song.
I feel like that's an underrated Chili Pepper song.
I think it's not overplayed, which is why
Yeah.
I had to put it on there.
Oh, I could go overplayed. I could go less overplayed. I'm gonna take Wet Sand off Stadium Arcadium.
Oh, I was hoping to be able to steal that one late. That is a great song.
Yeah, that's a jam.
Talk about songs that don't get enough attention.
Yeah, and since we're here in the mellow songs in the Wet Sand,
that still at the end is nuts too.
Yeah, it'd be so cool if they played this live and they just like jammed on it for an extra minute or so, or
Spread out
10,
Trey
or 15. Oh, I'm glad I was able to sneak a B side away from you.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be able to get away with that one.
No way, you fell in the Wet Sand.
But you left this one open for me from an X pick. So So this one is my favorite. I don't know if I'd call it heavy, but it's like my favorite, like fast Chili Pepper song, which kicks off Californication, Around the World. That bass is absolutely incredible. And that whole song is just like adrenaline fueled. And it just, I think it's Chili Peppers at their hardest.
Yeah, that, oh man. Great pick. Real like distorted fuzzy bass. Yeah, I was
They
hoping
play so
this to go on
fast too. Like it's just,
yeah,
it's a great jam.
yeah, awesome pick. That's a good one. All right, I'm gonna
Did
I'm
you
gonna
have that one?
it was, yeah, I did.
Okay.
I'm gonna take another B-side, and I'm gonna bring in some funk. This is off Blood Sugar Sex Magic, called Mellow Ship Slinky in B major.
I don't
Yeah,
remember this one.
yeah. Check this one out. It's bow 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 ba down now 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 ba na 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 down 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 na 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 boo doo 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 boom boom boom. Oh man, hella funky, hella funky.
Be listening to that one after the podcast.
Yeah, yeah. I I don't know. I don't even know why I know that song. It's a very random song, but
Great pick though.
great. Yeah, it's you'll like it. Um,
So, what's your favorite Chili Peppers album? Is it Blood
great.
Sugar Sex Magic?
It's this album called Greatest Hits.
Oh, okay. I think that's
um
a fair one.
uh I have a lot off Stadium Arcadium on this list, but Stadium Arcadium also has twice as many songs.
It's like 24.
So yeah, it'd probably be between Californication and Blood Sugar Sex Magic. It's close.
They're all
'Cause
chock full of hits though when you look at them. I
'cause
know
with
like
that
the might not be good from like track 1 to track 17, but the hits on
yeah,
there are just
that's where I fall with them. Like the songs I like, I really like, and then the songs I don't care for, I don't even bother with. So it's usually
yeah,
like half albums for me, which is why they've always just been,
the
I've had
hits
my
band.
playlist of like 20 to 30 songs, and I would just let that run.
Yeah, I made one today. So now this is probably my go-to Chili Peppers one. 44 songs. So
Oh, nice. Mine has 25. I'm a little less deep than
all
you.
jams probably.
So let's see, how far in are we now? 3, 6, 7, 8. All right. Pick 8, Brett. What's it gonna
Pick
be?
8. So I think I'm just gonna get it out of the way here, just because I know in high school I adored this song. I let it play in full every time I heard it on the radio, but I have to go Danny California. So I
Oh,
remember that came out and it got me even more hyped for Stadium Arcadium to come out. So I couldn't believe like how good that song was. Like, at the time I thought it was like one of their best singles. Still might be, as far as
yeah. That's
like the
what
most complete Chili Peppers song, dare I say.
it's iconic for the Chili
Yeah.
Peppers. It comes in with that little drum roll. It's
Boom boom.
yeah. Boom, 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 ba-do-do-do-do.
And the
Yeah,
solo at the end, I think that's probably my favorite Chili Pepper guitar solo,
that's
which is saying a lot. So
yeah. No, it is a good one, and I love how in that solo, Flea occasionally will mimic the guitar. He'll do like a boo doo 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 doo, and then when the guitar goes up into like the finger tapping, Flea starts going like boo doo 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 doo. It's just man, he's fucking love Flea.
and it's like subtle too, right?
Yeah, like I remember whenever like when we were in college, I used to listen to them a lot, and Vinny would always like rag on me for playing bass. He's like, no one fucking cares about bass. So then whenever like Chili Pepper songs would come on, I'd be like, wait, just listen to this part real quick, right here, right here. I always turn up, and that's one part that I always like liked pointing out to people because it's just so cool. I just love that like he's doing his own thing, John's doing his own thing, and then they just like sync up for these little fills and then go back to what they're doing. Ah, that's a good pick. That's a steal. That's
Got
a
it late
steal.
too.
Yeah. All right. I guess if you're taking a steal, I'm gonna have to take a steal, and I'm gonna take Tell Me Baby. What's your story?
I didn't have that. So
Where'd you come from? Yeah. I kind of forgot about this song. When I
it was
was
on the
going through
second
the
CD.
when I was going through the list today, it popped up, but it's just I was always a big fan of this one. It's kind of like a simpler Chili Pepper song, but It's got that nice little guitar intro, and then it just like kicks in. Ah,
It's catchy.
yeah. Yeah, it's got like that hard funk verse, but then like the chorus is so like melodic. It's just they do a real good job with that. Is that wasn't 10, was it? 369, 369.
It goes. That was your ninth, right?
Yeah, yeah. I got one more.
All right. So let's see. What are my last
Ooh.
ones here?
Black Summer's still on the table.
I don't think any of their new album made it on, but I'm gonna go with a cover here.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure it's
Bum, ba, bum, ba,
a
ba, ba, ba,
Lionel
ba, ba, bum.
a Lionel
No.
Richie cover,
Oh,
I believe. I'm
not
double
what
checking that real quick.
I thought you were going with.
Hang on 1 second.
It's the one I was
I want to
thinking
make sure I
of
get this right.
is a Stevie Wonder
Stevie
cover.
Wonder. There it is. Higher
Yeah.
Ground. But this was like, so I played like a little bit of bass in like
It's an Imagine Dragons
middle
cover,
school.
actually.
It is.
Sorry.
Is it? No. So I like play a little bass, and like this song kind of convinced me to kind of put the bass down because I'll never be as good as Flea.
Oh no.
Like how good his intro is in the beginning. I was like, well, I can never learn that because I don't know how he's doing that right now.
It's like the opposite of inspire. He inspired you to quit.
But not in a bad way. It's just like I'm like, why even bother when I'll never be as good as what Flea is? So
There's this great video of Flea and Chad Smith in like some sort of gymnasium or something. It looks like some like cable TV weird show, and it's them jamming, but they're like breaking down how they do it. And Flea's talking about how he's listening to Chad Smith's kick drum, and that's where he's trying to like hit his bass notes, and then that's what he tries to keep on track with him. It's really interesting. I got to try and find it. It's been so long. I don't even know what I'd search, but
that would explain a lot of his playing, though.
yeah, like just the way they sync up. Yeah, here's one. I don't know. If you just search like Chad Smith Flea show, it's one of these in like this weird room with like a blue swirly background from like 15 years ago. But it's just cool hearing, like, because bass and drums have to be on point together. All right, last
All-time rhythm section is the Chili Peppers, or the
Yeah.
Chili Peppers.
Yes, and Kiedis didn't even like join on purpose. Like you learn in his book, they had like their own band. I don't think it was all of them at first, but basically it was just like they were supposed to play the show and their singer didn't show up, but they still wanted to play, and he was like friends with like just say Flea and whoever was drumming. I don't remember if it was Chad or not. And they're like, dude, just sing for us. He's like, I don't really sing, but like fuck it, I'll go up there and like we'll figure it out. And they just like came up with the name on the spot, and like it stuck after that, if I'm remembering that correctly. Like it was very like out of nowhere. They
I
became
got to
a
read that
band.
book. That sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Like Cher used to babysit him. His dad bought him like a hooker for like his 13th birthday. Like it is some wild shit in there.
They're a wild band, so it's
Yeah.
fitting.
Yeah.
Curious to see where you go
pick,
here.
Last pick.
But yeah, my pick was Higher Ground. I don't know if I said the name, but
Higher Ground. 1, 2, 3, 4.
that was the pick.
There's a couple still on the table of the bigger ones. I don't think. Did you take Give It Away? You took that first. Never mind.
I took it
Definitely
first.
that
Yeah.
first. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Ready Made because it's another bass line that I just really like off Stadium Arcadium. Just a fun one to play.
I
It's
haven't heard
pretty
that one in a
repetitive.
while.
Yeah. It just was one of those songs that helped me learn how to play, so it's special.
I should have stuck with bass.
It's not too late.
Instead of Flea scaring me away.
You picked like a slap song to decide you couldn't play bass. Like you don't have to slap.
That's probably still my favorite slap bass, is like the beginning of Higher Ground though.
Ready made, steady as a rhythm rolls. Do 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 do.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So for
it's a good jam. And he yells, "Oh, clean it up, Johnny!" And then he solos.
okay, I remember this one now.
The theme of today's show is I like when lead singers yell at their guitar players.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, he's really good. We should be in a band together.
Man,
God.
she.
If
So
you
good.
know, you know.
All right, so I can go one of two different ways here at the last one. I can either
Tell me
join
that.
you at Stadium Arcadium or pick another hit.
All right, tell me the two albums. I want to see if I can guess.
Stadium Arcadium,
Okay.
and I believe, let me double check this one. I'm pretty sure it's, yep, Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
All right. Stadium Arcadium. Part of me thinks you're just gonna pick the title track just to keep the run going. But
I do like that song, but I didn't.
I'm gonna
There's
say
one I like a lot
I'm
better.
gonna say you like Hump to Bump, and then the others off Blood Sugar
I
Sex
do like that
Magic.
song, but it was not on here.
It just seems like a song that you would like.
I do really. Now that you mentioned, I probably should have put it on here.
And the others off Blood Sugar Sex
Yep.
Magic. I don't. Maybe I Could Have Lied.
Close, but no.
All right. Bad guesses for me. All right. All right. What are the two and what are you going with?
So I think either way, my list is going to be heavy Blood Sugar Sex Magic or Stadium Arcadium. But I do only have one Stadium Arcadium song so far. So I'm going to go with Especially in Michigan from Stadium Arcadium over Breaking the Girl.
Oh, Breaking the Girl's a good one. I don't really know this song.
Especially in Michigan.
Yeah.
When I used to like make mix CDs, like this was always a go-to Chili Pepper song I put on there.
It's got some great guitar.
It's a quick one.
Ooh, yeah. I feel like
And
he's
he,
just
like,
like soloing the whole time.
And he has like the really weird vocals, like especially in Michigan.
All right, I gotta listen to this one a little more. Yeah, I like the distorted guitar they have in there. It's cool.
They shred on this one.
Damn, this album had so many songs on it. Jesus.
But I think it might be one of their best because like there's just even their B-sides on this one are good, which we can't say for some of them.
Yeah, the songs I don't know, I like don't even know enough to really speak on them. So
No,
there's a
I think I'm
chance
just speaking.
I like
I'm
them,
speaking
but
off
no.
the one that came out this year.
Ah.
Although I didn't even like the hits on that one, really. But
They were fine. They just didn't stick, but
yeah,
it could just be like the times. I don't know. I don't need more
they
Chili Pepper
might be of a
songs.
time.
We just had no problem picking 20 of our favorites from like a decade ago. So
Yeah, no issue whatsoever.
no, we can't stop picking songs. Sorry, that was not my best word.
All right, so run back your full 10.
All right, so my 10 I had Soul to Squeeze, Scar Tissue, Can't Stop, Slow Cheetah, Snow, parentheses, Heyo, Other Side, Wet Sand, Mellow Ship Slinky in B major, Tell Me Baby, and Ready Made.
Just solid playlist. I think I'm gonna have to add some of those to Chili Peppers playlist I made today.
Nice. What read
But
through yours again, because I
yep.
definitely
So
missed some.
mine were number 1 was Give It Away, number 2 Under the Bridge, number 3 By the Way, number 4 Californication, 5 Suck My Kiss, 6 The Zephyr Song, 7 Around the World, 8 Danny California, 9 Higher Ground, the Stevie Wonder cover, and number 10 Especially in Michigan.
Especially in Michigan. Especially in Michigan.
I might have to listen to Stadium Arcadium tomorrow.
looking at the list. That's what today, after we were talking, I had to drive for like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, let me like put on some Chili Peppers. And I put them on and I was like, I don't really want to listen to the Chili Peppers right now. Cause like whenever the radio's on, I just hear them nonstop. So like, they're not like a band I seek out much these
Yeah,
days, but
they're all
I'm
over Sirius.
very excited for the show. They're all over Sirius and terrestrial radio. Like do you get the 105.7 down there? The Hawk? I
No,
think
we
it's
get
it must
just
be further.
92.3.
Oh, so you're in the same radio world as I am. That's too bad because there's also 103.7 we get in LBI. 103.7.
We have the Rat here, 95.9.
Oh, that's nice. The Rat like has two stations depending on where you are, right? Because
They
there's
have a
95.9
Ocean
and then
County one. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but there's some good ones. 92.3 has been killing it here though, because they made a point to keep it more like 90s 2000s alternative. They just like dialed back some of the recent stuff and like I don't
The
know.
recent stuff has not been great on there.
No, that's why I think they like became self-aware and just like cut it out. But
Give
when
the
I'm
people
like,
what they
yeah,
want.
yeah, like my record player doubles as a radio, so sometimes I just throw on 92.3 or 104.3. It's a little repetitive. I was
One
thinking
of
the other day for classic rock stations, why isn't any Fish played? Like, if you think of someone like like Julius or like Sample in a Jar, some of these like
anything off Farmhouse. Sample in
yeah,
a
like
Jar would be a great radio song.
yeah, it's like a 4 minute song with a great chorus. It's got a little solo, but it's not like they like jam on the studio version. Like, I think their songs would fit in just fine with like everything else.
Classic rock radio, I feel like they do a poor job of kind of doing their job. Like they have this enormous library they could pick from. And I feel like they just pick from one shelf to
Yeah.
use the library pun.
Yeah. Like, think of all the Pink Floyd songs and like they only play like Time and like Money.
Or
Like, I
another
guess
brick
that,
in the wall.
yeah. I guess they mix it up a little bit for Pink Floyd. Maybe that's a bad example, but like,
1043 loves Pink Floyd.
yeah, I'm okay with that. I still want to
Yeah.
do my dissertation on how The Wall and The Black Parade are very similar albums.
You can do it on the podcast.
Yeah, it's just I need to do a lot of listening and note taking, but I think there's a lot of crossover. I think that would be cool, a cool breakdown one of these days.
The Wall is great. I might even listen to that tomorrow too.
You got a lot of options.
Speaking of
And then you're just gonna listen
which
to
double
Fish.
album do I want to listen to? I'll probably end up just listening to Fish.
It's fun to get super into a band randomly though. It doesn't
It
happen
is.
often.
It's like there's so many live albums, it's like overwhelming. So I'm just kind of trying to pick like one a week and then
Yeah.
just kind of keep listening to it throughout the week and then
You put-
taking a studio album and like kind of doing them side by side.
Do you play back the same live album?
I've been like really hooked on like two of them.
What year?
And so it was I'm reading to you right now actually. So the first live one they put out, which is Live Fish,
Yeah,
or a live one.
a live
Yep.
one. Yeah.
I can't
That's-
get enough of that one.
Yeah, that's like a staple. That's like a good one to tell people to go to if they want to listen to Live Fish.
Yeah, like That Simple is like one of my favorite versions.
Yeah.
And then the one I've been listening to a lot is the 7310 show from Encore Park in
Is that-
Alpharetta, Georgia.
Is that the red one? I think it has a red.
It's the red
cover.
one.
I think
Yeah.
there's like a crazy Slave to the Traffic light on that album. Yeah.
Yep. I've been going like the
Yeah.
Tweezer run all the way to the end because there's like Sleeping Monkey on it, Loving Cup, Harry Hood,
Possum,
Possum.
Stealing Time, Gumbo. Gumbo is such a good one. I listened to them for a while before I heard Gumbo for the first time.
I don't think I
Yeah,
know
that's
Gumbo. I should probably listen to the first half of this.
ain't no
I usually
time to
start at
stash the
Tweezer and then
gumbo.
I play it all the way to the end and then go back up to Tweezer.
So you just listen to the second half.
Because
Yeah,
the second
that's
half run is incredible.
yeah, that
And
yeah,
Prince
it is
Caspian's good
really
too.
good. Yeah, that's a good like sing along. There's a I think it was from Magnaball. They did a Tweezer Prince Caspian, like they dipped in and out. Oh, they actually do that on this too. But it's just like it's a really good 1-2 punch. But yeah, I'm also a big fan of this 7-3-10 show. Slave to the Traffic Light, he holds a note for like it's gotta be like over a minute. And it's
Yeah.
so cool. I'm like, resolve it, please. Yeah.
And then this week I started digging into the Amsterdam one, but that one's like 8 different albums.
Yeah, and I
So
think that's
I've kind
like
of been just bouncing around it,
I think that's
bouncing around the room.
old. Nicely done. I think that's old fish. Those no, 97. Yeah. 97. They used to call him, that's when they called him Machine Gun Trey, because he was probably not probably, he was on definitely
On
on some
performance
stuff.
enhancers.
Yeah. And he was ripping. Like I he doesn't play fast. Like I mean he shreds, but 97 he was playing fast. It was real cool.
Yeah, like I've been going to like Mike's Song and Simple, Maze, of course.
Yeah.
Week of Paul Groove is becoming one of my favorite songs by them.
Yeah, especially if you listen to Mike's songs, then you're getting the Mike's groove
Yeah.
with I Am Hydrogen. And yeah,
I
have
think
you
Mike
heard
might be one of my favorite members.
yeah, I
I
love
love
when he
the
sings.
bass.
I like his vocals too. He's got some good singing songs like Funky Bitch. Good one.
Funky Bitch is good.
I think he
I've been
sings
learning
on
Free too. I know that's not
Possum.
him, but oh, he sings Possum.
Uh maybe not Possum. No, that's Trey. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
And which one does Paige? Which ones does Paige like kind of take over
Paige,
lead vocals on?
what's let me check real quick. He has one where he comes out from behind the keyboards and just holds the mic and sings. Oh, Lawn Boy. Check that one out.
That's him. Okay.
Yeah. I get so overwhelmed by
Do you
the
agree he's the
fact
best singer in the
that-
band? Do you agree with Harris?
I I think probably from just like an objective good singer standpoint, yeah, probably. I think they all fit their roles nicely, so it's hard to
Hard to pick one, right?
because I think if Harris could hear Trey now, he might say a little different because Trey's definitely been doing vocal stuff recently.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like he doesn't sound like when he described him as like a bad singer. I was like, I don't think he's a bad singer.
No, I don't think so either. And I think lately he's been even taking more like he sounds more confident with his voice. He'll like really like stress like some notes and words more than usual.
General AdPhishon.
General AdPhishon. We had to sneak some in, you know it. Yeah. Good episode. I got Chili Peppers Wednesday, and then I think it's a little bit of a break till Amberlin and Simple Plan Sum 41 weekend.
You have like your Chili Peppers is Wednesday, right? So you'll have like 9 days until
Yeah, a weekend break.
a free weekend.
Yeah. I don't know. Is anything coming out? Or are we still kind of on this dry spell till the fall?
I
don't
feel like
have
it's a
much
little
on
bit
my
of a drop.
radar.
Like apparently the Goo Goo Dolls put out a new album, which I might check out this week.
Oh, we could do that for next week.
Not sure how it'll be, but probably not as good as the 90s stuff that we love. But
Chaos in Bloom. 10 songs.
friend of the pod, Adam Grundy, wrote a review for it, so that's what made
Oh,
me realize they
nice.
put an album out.
Yeah, we could give that a listen for next week. Be cool. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe some other stuff will sneak up on us like Unwritten Law did.
That'd be nice. I think that
Yeah.
was a good discovery.
Yeah, that's it. I really like that album. I keep going back to it so much.
Also, I feel like we might have to
Yeah,
do a draft before the month is over.
I'd be down
Maybe
with it.
going into Labor Day week.
That'd be cool. We can pick a topic and then bring in some guests. Maybe we could split it. You got a friend or two, I got a friend or two. We can
I'm cool with that.
run back a draft episode.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll talk off air picking a topic because we could go a lot of different ways and they
Yeah.
all seem a lot of fun. So
I think we could table butt rock for our
yeah,
emo crew for another time, but yeah, we'll talk off air.
yeah. All right, cool. I think that'll wrap it up for this week. Thanks everyone for listening. We love you. And we'll see everyone soon.
Put your feet and drive with the Ferrari.